Welcome, beloved listener. This is Marci, and I am here today with a bonus episode. I feel called to share a sacred ancestral release ritual that I will call The Grief Ends With Me. This is a sacred space, a moment outside of time, a place to honor the grief you've carried, yours and not yours, a place to say, this ends with me. Take a deep breath in through your nose and a long, slow exhale through your mouth. Let your body know you are safe to release. Here is an invocation for remembering the truth. I have loved deeply. I have grieved fully. And I have awakened to the truth. Some of what I've carried was never mine. It belonged to my mother, or her mother still. Her grief, her abandonment, her belief that love was something to be earned, not received. I carried it through my own relationships. Cooking, pleasing, fixing, multitasking, trying to be enough for someone who didn't even know love themselves. But now I see it. It's illuminated. I honor the lessons, and I say thank you. I am free. Thank you, I am free. Let's do a breath practice for creating the space. Let's clear the emotional residue from the body. I want you to simply notice your jaw and your teeth. Are they touching? Clenching? Is your tongue relaxed or rigid? Is it pressed into the roof of your mouth? I invite you to relax your jaw and open your teeth simply just a few millimeters even. Create space. Allow your tongue to relax and float in that open space. Simply feel for one moment. Notice. Can you feel a relaxation in your jaw and a softening in your shoulders? Beautiful. Now inhale deeply through your nose, filling the space clear down to your throat. And feel the breath move deeper into your hips, your joints, and even your shoulders where unspoken grief has lived. And exhale and sigh, a low vibration coming from you to release the energy that has been trapped. And imagine the exhale softening your hips, your joints, your shoulders, your finger joints, your toe joints, and the joints in your face, like your jaw. Let's recite this mantra while we breathe. I breathe in spaciousness on the inhale. And on the exhale, I release what isn't mine. I call back my wholeness on the inhale. And I return the grief to the earth as I exhale fully. Do this on your own. I breathe in spaciousness. I release what isn't mine. I call back my wholeness. I return the grief, all of it, to the earth. Finish off with a gentle rub of your jaw muscles and the bones near your ear and under your cheekbones. This is the masseter muscle, one of the strongest muscles in our body. So with strength can come holding, and we're encouraging an energetic release. Gently stimulate underneath the edges of the bone, push into the jaw muscle, This time, clench your teeth and feel the bulge of muscle that shows onto your cheek, right where the joint meets for the bottom and the top jaw. This muscle may be sore. Take a few moments to gently rub in a circle. Let your jaw drop. Rub into the muscles. Create a push-pull motion if that feels good. Do each jaw in the same direction, or I recommend maybe trying the reverse. Notice how it feels. Release this tension. And we always hold tension in our jaw. Allow this to become a beautiful release. And know that this is a release of all the tight spaces with all the strength that grief tries to linger in our body. This will likely cause a sigh or a yawn or some sensation that you've just let down. It's a beautiful release. Today, offer yourself a simple touch of presence. This connects to your deeper inner truth. This light touch and this rhythmic motion will promote safety and stimulate repressed grief to surface for release. You don't have to force anything open, and you do not have to rush. Simply offer warmth, breath, and time. Grief moves when it feels safe enough to soften. You are that safety. You are that invitation. Let's take a moment to honor why we're using touch as medicine. Grief isn't just a thought or memory. It's embodied in the tissues, held in places we rarely notice, places like our collarbones, our lungs, our joints, our jaws. You know, grief actually thickens the lung tissue, creating the heaviness in our chest that makes each breath feel shallow and labored. And by placing gentle pressure on gateways in our chest, lung 1 and lung 2, which are just under the outer edge of our collarbone where it meets at the shoulder, you can take your fingers and just kind of press into that space till you feel some tenderness. And when we do this, we invite trapped emotions to move and to soften and to find their flow again. And you may feel a subtle warmth or a gentle ache, or even a wave of release rippling through your chest and your shoulders. This is the body remembering safety, the body remembering that it can let go. And when we increase the energy and the flow in our chest, it helps us take in new energy into our own space. It loosens this constriction of grief, and it lets these stuck emotions find expression. They're just asking to be heard. And when we press on these points that directly correlate to the lung, it revives our connection to ourself and to our spirit and to our life force. It restores a sense of our higher purpose, which is why you are here. And it restores this feeling of awe and beauty. It transforms grief into something new. So whisper, this silence of my ancestors is released through me. Their grief ends with me. I bless it, I release it, I receive only what is mine. The voice we hold within creates the body we love. Whose voice is it anyway? Release it with love and wisdom. This becomes self-liberation. Today, I place a drop of myrrh essential oil over my heart and my collarbones, and even on my wrists. This oil helps ground grief, and it offers it to the electromagnetic field beneath me for transmutation, honoring my ancestors simply by acknowledging it, and it opens my breath into my heart space. And here, in my silly way, I bless and acknowledge painful mirrors in relationship that I have welcomed into chapters of my life this time around. Inhale deeply, and as you exhale, say, thank you for the time we shared. I learned so much about myself. That's what this journey's all about. I wish you the best that life and love have to offer. Go and God bless. If you feel called, smile softly and say what I say. I ought to send your mom a bouquet of flowers and you a fruit basket. Let the humor transmute the ache. Forgive yourself for finding yourself in painful situations that you find yourself in. We live and we learn. We move on. It is a blessing to finally see the energy in motion. My letting it go with grace and compassion has always been very healing. And now I offer my spoken blessing of sovereignty. Place both your hands on your belly or your womb space. And I want you to listen to the words I say. The grief I carried is no longer mine. What was ancestral has been honored. What was mine has been alchemized. And what remains is space for love that is true, for presence that is mutual, for connection that does not ask me to disappear. I am the woman who turned grief into gold. I am the one who said, enough. I am the one who now says, yes to being seen, yes to being held, yes to being met in my fullness. This grief ends with me. I am free and I am ready. I can feel a new space in my bones and my breath. I invite you to ask yourself, who are you becoming now that you've chosen to end this grief with love? And how does this choice reflect the sacred healer that you truly are? Ask yourself, who am I becoming now that I've chosen to end this grief with love? And how does this choice reflect the sacred healer that I truly am? Will you liberate her? Will you feel free? Simply listen to what rises. Stay tuned for the guided meditation releasing in a few days to support episode 32, called Not Everything Began With You. It's a thymus activation to release inherited frequencies and manifest from your truth. Do this to deepen this practice and embody the light that we've spoken. Until next time, I bless you, I love you, and I'm grateful that you're here with me on this journey. I'm Marci Lubore, and I'll meet you here next time on Natural Healing at Your Fingertips.